Picture this: two vibrant 19-year-old women, full of life, dreams, and futures ahead of them. In the span of just 30 minutes, both are gone, brutally slaughtered by a young man they once knew. One has her head severed, her body dismembered, and her head thrown from ancient historic walls, right in front of her grieving mother, who was deliberately called to witness the horror. This isn't some twisted fiction. This happened in real life on October 4th, 2024, in the bustling heart of Istanbul, Turkey. Their names were Ayşenur Halil and İkbal Uzuner. The killer, Semih Çelik, also just 19, a butcher by trade, with a history of severe mental illness and obsession fueled by toxic online communities. What unfolded that day wasn't just a tragedy. It was a horrifying explosion of long-building obsession, untreated psychiatric problems, online misogynistic radicalization, and a deeper societal failure that's claiming hundreds of women's lives every year in Turkey. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deeper than ever into one of the most shocking and heartbreaking femicide cases in recent history. A case that sparked nationwide protests, led to a platform ban, exposed dangerous online hate groups, and highlighted Turkey's escalating femicide epidemic. We'll cover every detail uncovered from investigations, family statements, police findings, and updates through December 2025. This story still haunts the nation over a year later. If you're ready for the full, unfiltered truth, let's begin. First, let's honor the young women whose lives were stolen. Ayşenur Halil was 19, a second-year student in media and visual arts at Medipol University. She had a bright smile, an outgoing personality, and was described by friends as kind, energetic, and always ready to help others. She had recently started a relationship with Semih Çelik, a former high school acquaintance who had dropped out. She visited his home regularly, trusting him completely. Her father, in his police statement, said he had never even heard Semih's name until the day of the murder. İkbal Uzuner, also 19, was a former classmate of Semih's from high school in Fatih. They had dated briefly years earlier, but when Iqbal ended it, Semih's dangerous obsession began. He harassed and stalked her relentlessly for up to 5 years, to the point where her family lived in constant fear. They warned others to stay away, and Iqbal even changed schools to escape him. Her parents repeatedly sought help from authorities, but protection was inadequate. These were not random victims. They were daughters, friends, students, young women on the cusp of adulthood, with everything to live for. Iqbal's father later shared how relieved they felt when Semih supposedly started dating Ayşenur, thinking the harassment would stop. Pause for a moment and imagine their terror in those final moments. Now turn to the perpetrator, Semih Çelik. At 19, he worked as a butcher, skills with knives that would prove tragically precise. But Semih was deeply troubled. In 2024 alone, he was hospitalized 5 times at places like Bakırköy Mazar Osman Mental Health Hospital for severe psychiatric issues. He had attempted suicide before, stabbing himself in the chest, and disappeared from home twice. He had 3 prior criminal records. His mother, Hafize Çelik, repeatedly warned Iqbal's family, "My son is sick. Stay away, he might harm you." She said Semih talked obsessively about dying together with Iqbal, even after she ended things. His father, Adam Çelik, found horrifying charcoal sketches in his room, detailed drawings of a dismembered naked female body, eerily mirroring the gruesome fate of one victim. Police also found objects and symbols linked to extreme ideologies, including crosses associated with Christianity and Satanism, though no clear motive from these was established. Investigators uncovered Semih was active in online incel, involuntary celibate communities on Discord, toxic groups glorifying misogyny and violence against women who reject men. After the murders, some members praised his actions as heroic, sparking massive outrage. Semih wasn't a sudden monster. Warning signs were everywhere: family pleas, hospitalizations, sketches. But systemic failures in mental health support and stalking prevention let it escalate. Friday afternoon, October 4th, 2024, Istanbul. Semih is home alone in Eyüp Sultan, his sister away at university. Around early afternoon, perhaps 3:30 p.m., he lures Ayşenur Halil to his house. She arrives unsuspecting. Using his professional butchery knives from a specific set, he attacks her brutally, slitting her throat in a swift, premeditated assault. Some reports mention additional mutilation, like cutting her tongue. Less than 30 minutes later, he contacts Iqbal Uzuner, likely using Ayşenur's phone, and arranges to meet at the historic Edirnekapı Walls, ancient Byzantine ramparts in Fatih. Iqbal arrives, waves to him from below, climbs up after speaking on the phone. What happens next unfolded in broad daylight, witnessed by passers-by and tragically orchestrated for her mother. Semih attacks her in a hidden area within the walls, decapitates her, dismembers parts of her body over hours in that secluded spot, reportedly spending about 4 hours there with knives he carried in a black bag. He then calls her mother to the scene. In front of the horrified woman, he throws Iqbal's severed head down from the walls. Moments later, he ties a rope around his neck and jumps, dying later in hospital. 2 young lives extinguished in unimaginable cruelty. Evidence screamed premeditation. The sketches, knife set, online contacts, even a video from a year earlier where he detailed violent plans against Iqbal. The funerals on October 5th were under heavy security. Iqbal's at Fatih Mosque, attended by Istanbul Governor Davut Gül and Fatih Mayor Mehmet Ergün Turan. Ayşenur's at Pazarici Saadet Mosque with similar high officials. Semih's canceled for security risks, buried quietly at Kilyos Cemetery with only 3 people present. The investigation officially closed in January 2025 with no prosecution since the perpetrator died. But Ayşenur Halil's family fiercely objected, claiming it was incomplete. Semih's phone mysteriously disappeared. Digital evidence from incel groups wasn't fully examined. Potential third-party encouragement ignored. As of December 2025, over a year later, they continued demanding a deeper probe, arguing it was highly planned and possibly influenced. No proven conspiracy, but lingering questions fuel ongoing debate. This case ignited a nationwide firestorm. Thousands protested at the walls themselves in Izmir, Ankara, and beyond. Signs screamed, "Femicides are political." Bring back the Istanbul Convention, which Turkey withdrew from in 2021, a treaty to combat violence against women. Women's groups like We Will Stop Femicide platform led massive actions, blaming weak laws, impunity for abusers, and rising online misogyny. The incel revelations prompted police to monitor hate groups and led to a nationwide Discord ban on October 9th, 2024, still in effect as of late 2025, citing child safety and cyberbullying concerns after incels praised the murders. This isn't isolated. NGOs like We Will Stop Femicide platform tracked 394 women killed by men in 2024, the highest in years, plus hundreds suspicious deaths. In the first half of 2025 alone, at least 136 more femicides, with full-year projections grim. Perpetrators often have known histories of abuse or mental issues. Stalking complaints and protection orders frequently fail. Easy access to guns worsens it. Online hate radicalizes vulnerable young men, fueling entitlement and violence. Critics point to patriarchal norms, inadequate mental health systems, lenient sentencing, and political rhetoric prioritizing family unity over women's safety. Yet women fight relentlessly. Protests persist, memorials grow, awareness spreads. But real systemic change, it's agonizingly slow. Ayşenur Halil and İkbal Uzuner were just 19. Their brutal deaths expose deep societal cracks we can't ignore. Untreated illness, toxic online echo chambers, failed protections, and a femicide crisis claiming lives daily. Over a year on, in December 2025, their families still grieve and seek answers. The nation still debates responsibility. This story is a stark wake-up call about obsession turned deadly, about online poison radicalizing the isolated, about how silence and inaction cost lives. Rest in peace, Ayşenur and Iqbal. You deserved futures full of joy, not this horror. You will not be forgotten. If this moved you, hit like, subscribe, share. Spreading awareness can help save lives. In comments, what steps could truly prevent tragedies like this? Better mental health, stricter online moderation, stronger laws. Thank you for watching this deep dive. Stay vigilant.